Shut up and sit down.
Welcome to the Bricks King podcast, where I'm going to bend your ear about Lego, review those amazing bricks of plastic, and discuss what is new and up and coming around the Lego world. I'm your minifig host, Matt. Let's build on it. Welcome in, everybody. How are you doing today? Hopefully you're doing quite lovely. Can you believe it? Can you honestly believe it? I turn the big 4-0 tomorrow. It is my birthday. Yes, no, don't wish me happy birthday. I'm not a celebratory person, you know. It's like my birthday, my anniversary. It's kind of like, these are fun things for other people. It's just another day, honestly, in my mind. And some of my military veterans out there kind of maybe understand, when you spend so many holidays and birthdays and special days away throughout the years, you just kind of, they just kind of become a thing, just another day where, somebody's happy birthday. Hey, thanks. Appreciate it. Like, I'm not like, oh my goodness, you remembered. I'm so thankful for you remembering my birthday. It's so incredible. Like, hey, if that's you, congratulations. It's just not me. So we're rolling into the 40s and we're rolling in heavy duty time with space. So I was fortunate enough to be given an opportunity to talk about this Lego City space set ahead of time, like the other ones, except the other ones we were a little late, weren't we? So I made it a point. We'll do it beforehand. We'll get it early. And things have slowed down and school year's coming to an end. Anyway, so today we're talking about the Space Science Lab. Believe it or not. When I had this opportunity, I was like, a one Lego City set? What is going on? Kind of perplexed here. 60439 is the set number. It has 560 pieces and it retails for $35 here in the US and $40 across the pond for you people that are in Euroland or Euros land. So the thing that you need to know about this, yes, it's a science lab. It looks like a giant ground capsule. It's got 4 sides to it. It completely opens. And there's some things on the inside. It is kind of naked. However, it does have its really good things that come along with it. So first up, I want to talk about the minifigs. You got 3 here. Well, you have 2 minifigs and you have an alien fig here. The 3-eyed green-headed alien with the classic, well, I guess I shouldn't say classic, the space logo on his tiny little white body. We saw these bodies, of course, in the Lego Dreams wave. The original very first season of Wave of Dreams. My goodness. Anyway, this little guy does have a little blue space helmet, dual colored space helmet here in the lighter azure. Then we have this dark blue minifig, this awesome lady here. And she's got her dark blue helmet and garb, her whole suit, her arms are that dark blue color. And we've seen her before. She does have her little blaster jetpack, that new piece that is new for 2024. So it's nice. We have her more of like a space walker helmet where the shield cannot be lifted. And then we have another minifig here. This little guy in the green, kind of taking the vibes from the helmet from Nexo Knights. I know, that was a long time ago, eh? Anyway, he is green. Homie's got some sideburns that are going on. And this cool guy is wheelchair bound or paraplegic, I think is what it is with legs. Anyway, not a big deal. You can still do things in space in a wheelchair. And I'm going to talk about it because one of the modules here is incredible in the way that they use it for this dude. So there are obviously 4 sides to this. And the first side that we're going to talk about has the hatch. The hatch is clipped into place and it opens. It is that kind of standard piece that has 4 Technic pin holes so that you can connect all these modules together. So if you have any of the other Lego City space stuff for this season or seasons past, you can connect them here. So you do have that opportunity, which is kind of cool. I do like that. I like the idea that you can just kind of do the thing and connect all these things together, which makes for a really fun giant build. So that is covered by a white door, that comes down from above. It's not a side-to-side swing door. If we go to the right of that, the next side of this square, there is another door. Obviously, we do have our battery pack here, the standard battery pack idea with the 1x2 tile. So, you've got that printed tile there in the kind of opalescence purple that we have going on for the little canisters. And then we have a tiled door that you can lift with a bar that allows you to be able to get in there. It does have a slight ramp, so you can get your little homie in there in his wheelchair. We have a 2x2 tile here that is printed with the Space logo. We're going to rotate it again to the next side. And right here, we have some more opportunity. We have an opportunity to be able to open it from this direction because there is a little gold bar here on the outside. So it lets you know, hey, open here. And that is where you follow the sticker idea that points to that location where the bar is. And you say, you know what, we're going to open this thing and we're going to do the stuff inside. So before you open that, what you have here is you have another opportunity to attach a hatch or anything like that because you have two more of those orange pieces. Now they are backed up back to back. And the reason being, this little segment here, which I removed, it has a little platform here. Again, more energy batteries and the 1x2 printed tile that has the battery charging and stuff like that. But there is a little 2x2 plate in pearl gold here with an open stud in the center. And what that does is that holds on to, first off, you can either put your little guy in the wheelchair down there to have him access to get to the battery pack, or he's got a little craft of his own. He can go across the Martian surface or wherever you have these guys playing. All right. Now, the cool thing about this, it does have like little jet packs that are on the side. And we have some orange, trans orange 1x1s sticking out the back of this from where the intakes are. They do swivel, so you can move them in different directions. You want them to go further in an upward fashion where he's taking off, you could do that. So it's really neat. On the front of it, though, it looks like we have some kind of idea of like a camera. Pretty cool little idea there. We do have the heads-up display piece, the printed piece here that he can hang out with. But what we also have is another one of those 2x2 tiles that have the stud, open stud in the middle. You attach his wheelchair to that, and you're good to go. So the cool thing is you can either have him roll up to this thing by himself, or you can have him fly up to this little battery charge station and, dock there. It's a really cool idea, but I do love the fact that it does come off from the main structure. So you have an opportunity to be able to use it elsewhere if you so choose. If you want to move it to a different build or you want to move it to the other side of the build, you absolutely can. It is completely up to you. So then we rotate around to the last side. There's really nothing to see here. We have 6 tiny-ish windows, about 2 bricks tall, in the kind of the trans dark blackish color, whatever you want to call it. So we do have that. You do have the dome pieces here. They are in that smoky black color as well. They are clipped in at the bottom. I shouldn't say at the bottom. They are clipped in at the top of this, the actual structure. And the very top end of the curve of these are not actually clipped in. They just gently nudge into this center build, which we'll talk about here in a second. So let's go back around to where we had that sticker. Let's open this puppy up and let's see what we've got. So we're starting left to right. So we're going where the gold bar is. And this section is where the sliding door is that you have to physically maneuver by your hands to be able to get it up. And then on the inside, there's really not much here. You have the ramp on the backside of the door, and you have some more stickering here with some things that they're, you got a communications panel, and then you also have another panel that has some kind of plant piece on it. There is a nice spot here. You do have some clips here. So if you want to, put in some weapons or some tools, from the other sets, you have a spot there. The next section here, this is where your plant piece is attached. This is the, obviously, I don't want to call it the main focal point, but that's the main thing. That is on the back side of the hatch that does open and close from the top. And this plant kind of section area, they use some magenta frogs, some toads, whatever you want to call them. It is turtle season like crazy around here. All these turtles that are trying to cross the road. I literally 2 days ago, I stopped about 5 minutes from my house, pulled slightly over halfway into the lane that I was in, because, you know, I live out in the middle of nowhere, and put my blinkers on, and I walked in, I picked a turtle up, and I helped him cross the road. He's, I don't know, maybe 10 inches long. He wasn't super big. I mean, you're talking snapping turtles. More than likely, that's probably what he was. I didn't really look too much into him. I just wanted to help him get across, get back in my car and go home. However, we helped one, my wife and I, I helped one move across the road about a year ago, somewhere around there. Big guy. Thing had to weigh, 60, 65 pounds. He was a big dude. And I went to go help pick him up. And, if you are in kind of like a swampy, marshy area too long, you kind of get that mossy, slimy, I don't even know what the heck it is, on their shell. And I went to go pick him up, and my fingers it wasn't so much my fingers, my thumbs kept slipping off. I just couldn't get a good grasp on the top, part of his shell between his belly and the bottom part of his shell. I just couldn't get it. And I finally was able to kind of move one hand up on the left side and move one hand back further on the right side. And I always carry a pair of gardening gloves, something like that in my car for whatever, something happens in my car. I got to help somebody, there's glass, whatever. And I was like, I got to go put these on. Well, put those things on, and I go to lift this guy. He just wasn't having it. He's like, he whipped his head back. Of course, he can't reach me from where I'm grabbing him, but you do not want to get an appendage caught in, especially a phalange. You don't want one of those fingers getting bit off in that mouth. It's not a good thing. So I grabbed this guy, and, I'm like, man, you're fat. How long you been alive? Kind of thing. And I help him across the road, and I drop him on the other side, and he stops. Like, he didn't go in his shell. The turtle I picked up a couple days ago went in his shell. He's like, oh, who's grabbing me? This is weird. This guy was more like kind of looking back at me like, if you ever touch me again, I will break it off. Like, guy, I'm trying to help you. What is wrong with you? Anyway, story for another day, I guess. Or today, whatever. Anyway, so we do have some magenta frogs, not turtles. We got some darker purple leaves that are in here. We've got some violet plant, or I guess you could call them plant pieces, or bottom of the eggshell type pieces, the cracked eggshell type pieces. Just a bunch of that. We have some of the darker orange that is built up in here. It looks like Texas Longhorn orange. I hate that color. I hate Texas Longhorns. The University of Texas, not the actual animal. Love those animals. Anyway, so, this is built the whole way to the top, where all four of the smoky curved glass pieces reach into. Not anything wild or crazy, but it does have a crystal that is down in the belly of the beast here in the middle. So, you harvest that, you fill your batteries, we good to go. Moving on to the third section here, which is one of the longer sections. Just like the initial first section we were talking about, we've got something that resembles a coffee cup. This is a white Lego coffee cup, but there is no coffee machine here, as best as I can tell. I'm not really sure what, maybe that's what this one thing is supposed to be here on the side. I'm not really sure, but we have something that looks like some kind of hand towel bar, the hand towel ring, not a bar, in the silver color here. Not really sure what that's supposed to be. We do have a bed though, but it's by those windows, those dark, smoky windows. I don't know how anybody's sleeping in there, but we do have some kind of show that is going on in here, and so you can watch your little TV or your streaming or whatever. It's a football game, or soccer to all the American people. I wonder, do Canadians call it soccer? Because they have Canadian football, which is similar to U.S. football, American football, but it's not, rules are completely different. I'm curious now. Anyway, so you do have that. And then we have this other little section here that has It looks like maybe it's supposed to be some kind of shower. That's what I'm assuming. It looks like some kind of shower. What do you want to call it? The shower head, and you kind of lift this thing up and you shower. I guess that's what that's supposed to be. Nowhere for the water to go. You're literally going to flood your compartment and fill it full of water, and it's just going to be a mess. Seems like it could be a problem. And then we move on to the last section here, and this is where you have the back side of where your homie in his wheelchair can hook into. This is essentially your recharging station. This is where you are creating these batteries. So on the left side of it, you have a 2x2 tile here that has a sticker on it. It's giving you some kind of sine wave that is going on, and then it has one of those battery packs that are right here. And then on the other side, you have some kind of microscope in which you are examining a section of a crystal, to be like, okay, is this valuable enough? Is this worthy enough? And then you also have another 2x2 tile that has a printout, not a printout, it's a sticker, but a printout of the crystal itself and its DNA, however it's made, all that kind of stuff. So that is essentially it for the set. Just a few minifigs, lots of pieces to be able to build this thing up. It has its clips and stuff like that, and to be able to move it around. It's a nice little lunar base as far as just a science lab goes. I hooked it into to the actual space base and rocket launch pad. Fits fine. Looks good. Works like it should. I didn't mean to rhyme there. I honestly did not. But it's nice to be able to have something else to be able to play with, to add to something else. And I honestly hope that this is a continuation, maybe throughout 2024. Usually you catch the first wave in the beginning of the year, right? January. And then usually it comes sometime in the summer, the next wave, sometimes in June, July, sometimes September, or I'm sorry, not September, August here in the United States. Sometimes, the European nations get it in June, and in the United States, we have to wait until August. However, I am a giant fan of the way this looks for what it is. And the price, you got to admit, the price is really, really good. The price is not wild. It is right there where it honestly should be. Now, some of you are probably going to be thinking kind of like I did, like, well, it lacks features. Think of it as more of like an add-on or a DLC. You buy a game, you've been playing the game, it's fantastic. The creators come out and they're like, you know what? We're going to offer this part. It's going to cost you $10 more, $20 more. And you're like, well, it's not a full game, but it adds on to the game that I'm already playing. Or maybe it's a secondary set of missions. That's essentially what you're looking at here. So if you're somebody that's kind of like, well, it's really not anything, you can have it as a standalone playset. Absolutely, you can. Or you can have it as part of a greater big thing. Now, what I am a big fan of is not only did they say, oh, hey, it can attach into, the space base, or if you want to somehow find a way to maybe fit it into the modular space station, which there's really not a way. I mean, there is a way, but it won't be pretty. But the cool thing is you could take your two driving space vehicles and you could put them with this. Maybe they're coming to this place. You can put it with your multiple spaceships that you have. Maybe they're coming here. Maybe they're docking over here. They're landed on the surface wherever you're at. Or maybe you want to take the mech and your mech is now here. There's so many opportunities to be able to get that kind of play, to be able to enjoy just this set alone, and you don't have to have the others. The nice thing is you get 3 minifigs, you get an alien, you get 2 other astronaut minifig space explorer people. You don't just need a simple, hey, well, this is just an add-on. Hey, You've got to do this because this is an add-on. We don't need that. So I'm greatly appreciative of that opportunity to be able to build something, buy it and build it, and then, have it as part of its own self or the greater part. It really doesn't matter. All I know is the space stuff this season has been phenomenal. Friend space, I'm trying to get into here. Hopefully we'll be able to get into it in maybe early summer. Maybe in June, I'll have an opportunity. We do have some other things that are coming. I've got a super secret thing that is coming, and I cannot wait to tell you about this. Man, oh man, oh man. Y'all are going to go, oh boy, I'm going to need that one. But I've also got some things that came in a couple days ago. We're going to be talking some Formula One. We're going to be talking some Lego icons. And we're going to be talking some other Lego City. And there's one other thing, and I cannot remember what it is off the top of my head. But we've got some things. We're going to be talking about it. And then there's also a contest that is going to be coming up sometime in, I want to say, I think we have it booked like middle of May. So if you are somebody that does listen, obviously you're here if you're listening. But if you know somebody that might be interested in this, now's the time to kind of put their ear to the show. And the reason I say that is because there are going to be details, just little bits of things that are going to be dropped over the next month and a half. And then obviously, kind of lay it out there. But there's going to be an opportunity for you, if you have picked up on it ahead of time, to shoot me an email, send me a message on social media and say, hey, is this it? And if it is, well, you've got a leading edge. So we're going to try something. I've talked to a few mockers, I guess, people that are not Lego employees, but I've taken some advice, ideas, interests from a few people, and we're going with a thing. So you'll definitely have to stay tuned for that, because the reward for it is really cool. So I hope you enjoyed that. We do have Harry Potter coming up next. Without a doubt, I can promise you. It's been sitting here staring at me for the better part of 2 weeks. It's a newer Harry Potter release. And it's going to be something I'm super excited to talk about, believe it or not, because it was a fun build and I was able to build it in one evening. Didn't take a whole lot of time. However, that is for the next episode. So until we meet again, I'm your minifig host, Matt. Let's build on it.